Welcome to my channel and thank you for tuning in to my first YouTube video. Yay! My name is Joy Ijoma Meribe. I'm a Nigerian from Imo State and I've been living in Italy since 2003. In this channel we're going to be talking about faith, family, relationship and a lot of girl chats. A whole lot of girl chats. I would like to start this first video by telling a personal story. So sometime in my life before I got married, obviously, someone introduced me to this guy. So in one of our dates, I was asking him questions. I wanted to know him more. I wanted to know what he thought about certain things. I was really young. I was around 21 years. And in one of our dates, the thing that stood out to me and the thing that ended the relationship, let's call it relationship, it wasn't really that serious, but I was beginning to like him. He was fine. He was this fine Christian brother. And he had a very beautiful singing voice. That guy could sing and he played guitar while he sang and he smiled while he sang. He was really likable. So, and when he dropped that bomb on me, with all his fineness, I had to let him go. Because some things you can walk around, you can find a compromise and everything. But this particular one for me was a deal breaker. He was doing his master's and that was towards the end of my first year in the university, and he said, well, I'm doing my master's and I don't want to be studying at the same time with my wife. In fact, I earn enough already to take care of the family, so I would want my wife to be a stay-at-home mom. So I would want you to drop out of the uni, we get married, we'll have 4 kids, and maybe when the younger child is about 8 to 10 years, you could go back to school if you want. That was where all the questions ended. I did not ask any more questions. And in that moment, I wondered, why come for me, who I was already an undergraduate? There were so many other girls who would really readily accept what he had to offer. That girl wasn't me. See, he was really very fine and he ticked a lot of the items on my list. Everything I wanted in a man, so many of them. And I didn't expect it. Even though the relationship hadn't really gone far, but I felt bad. It hurt me to leave him. The guy was educated, he seemed polished, and I wondered, does it mean as a young girl, as a woman, my dreams don't count, my aspirations in life don't count? He didn't ask me anything I wanted for myself. He already decided how many children we were going to have. He already decided how many children we were going to have. He did not ask me anything. He told me. So I was like, what kind of person are you? He was educated, he seemed polished, and I couldn't match that type of mentality with the seemingly polished and educated person I had before me. Not saying he wasn't a good man, not at all. If he found a woman, a young girl who wanted that type of life, I think they would make a good couple. But right there and then I just realized, we're not a good match. You see, I had always wanted to marry young, but not at all costs. I come from a family where education was considered one of the best things you could achieve in life. It was not negotiable. You had to study. In spite of the fact that we didn't have a lot of money. In fact, a lot of families in the same social and economic bracket with my parents, most of their girls, they didn't send them to the university. Some of them had to let go for their brothers to go. But my parents, in spite of the fact that I had 5 other siblings growing up behind me, they made this sacrifice to send me to the university. And this guy here thinks that I would drop off because of him. How was I even going to say that to my parents? See, it's really very dangerous to go attach yourself with a man who thinks everything revolves around him, who thinks it's just what he wants that matters. I don't think You worked so hard to get to a certain level only for somebody to come and without any good reason to tell you, drop off, leave it, let it go. It doesn't matter. No, it does. It matters. For some reasons beyond us, sometimes your plans don't work out as you planned them. Your ambitions don't end the way you want them to end. But at least, if you have that driving force inside you, you would always find a way to reinvent yourself. You see, whatever dream, whatever desire God puts into your heart to bring to fruition, it doesn't ever die. It's not something you can quench. It's not something you can say, maybe this, that. Let me tell you, years into that marriage, your dreams, your desires, your ambitions are going to rear up their heads, and you will desire more than ever before to work towards achieving them. And the moment you take a step, that same person you joined yourself to will be the person to always make sure you don't do it. So if you join yourself to a man who doesn't think those your dreams are valid, those your ambitions are valid, it's going to be really very difficult. And for you to do it, you are going to rebel against him. And when you do that, then problems start. There are so many potentials that God has deposited inside of you that are fighting to come out of you anymore. At some point in your life, you are going to rise, you are going to rebel, and that is where problems set in. So don't do it. Wait for God's time. Wait for your own person. In fact, that day when I went home, I was so downcast. I met my mother at home and she told me, don't worry, God has plans for you. And in that moment, I felt life. I felt serenity. That really brought stillness, rest to me in that moment. That was not my mother is used to, look, my mother is used to putting scriptures for every problem. And that was not the first time she would tell me things. She would quote the scripture for, when you have any complaint. But in that moment, it was as if unconsciously I received it. And that kind of gave me rest. Even till now, each time I have issues in my life, I remember that phrase, God has plans for you. And eventually, God sent me my own husband, who through all these years has constantly cheered me on and encouraged me, even when he doesn't understand some of my crazy ideas. Nothing beats having the support of your spouse. And sometimes things don't work out the way you planned them, but having someone beside you who would always encourage you and tell you, it's okay, try again, that's everything. This is actually one of the things that money cannot buy. For the rest, try MasterCard. MasterCard should pay me for this advert. The same thing my mother told me that day. I am telling you, God has plans for you. Be still and know that He is God. If you've had this kind of experience where you've had to let go a relationship or somebody you liked a lot because you knew deep inside you that it wasn't going to work out really well for you in the future, please go to the comment section and tell me about it. Let's talk about it.